Are you a healer, witch, creative, or magical entrepreneur who's ready to fill your high-ticket one-on-one or group coaching program, and you want a sales page that will do the selling for you? Maybe you're tired of having a calendar full of sales calls and you want a sales page that can clearly articulate your offer and guide interested clients to feel ready to buy without needing to talk to you first. Maybe you already have a sales page and people are clicking on it but not reaching out, and you want to feel clear on what to say and what not to say to turn interested people into actual buyers. Having sales pages for my offers has led to filling a high-ticket group coaching program with 10 clients at $1,000 each while traveling on vacation for 2 weeks and launching using repurposed content. Having 5-figure months from sales into my $5,000 evergreen mastermind with no live launching beyond daily social media content. Signing clients into my $17,000 private mentorship program with no sales calls. When you book my Cosmic Sales Intensive, you'll walk away with a full, clear, compelling sales page for your high-ticket offer that will attract ready-to-buy clients and that you can continue to make sales with for years to come. Clients who have been through this offer have created a sales page that went on to sell out a high-ticket relationship coaching mastermind, had 20 applications within 48 hours of publishing, sold several $15,000 private mentorship packages, and even had a 6-figure launch with the sales page and content strategy we created within just a few weeks. Stop losing people with fluffy language that sounds the same as so many others in your industry, and clearly articulate why your work is worth $5,000 to $10,000 plus, even when you sell things like astrology, human design, breathwork, mindset coaching, or energy work. Book your Cosmic Sales Intensive now at withsarahmac.com or via the link in my description. This is Sarah Mac and welcome to Creative Magic Club. Together, we'll discover inspirational stories of creative entrepreneurs living out their dreams, doing the work they are most passionate about, and building wealth in magical and fun ways. While building a 6-figure income as a writer and coach, helping other women to launch their dream businesses, I've connected with so many incredible people and seen it proven again and again that you can thrive financially doing whatever it is you are passionate about. I am here to share life-changing strategies for mindset, making money, and reaching more people with your work in a business and life filled with creativity, freedom, and fun. Hello, your host Sarah Mac here, and welcome back to the final part of my 4-part training series, The Easy High Ticket Sales Ecosystem. You made it, and this one is going to be super juicy, and you'll be so glad you stuck with it all the way through till the end. This is my series for coaches and creatives to position your offers so incredible clients say yes to the soul work you're destined to sell. And if you didn't already, listen to the previous trainings. We've got part 1, the aligned offer archetype, part 2, why your high ticket offer is not selling and why that's not your fault, and part 3, soul-aligned pricing and positioning, with some really juicy astrology prompts for your specific placements and your specific signs to unlock those next steps for you to be able to create more ease and alignment in smoothly attracting new clients into your high-ticket offer ecosystem. So today, we're going to dive in to actually building an offer ecosystem that makes high-ticket sales easy. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper into how to position your high-ticket offer inside a streamlined brand ecosystem that really does the selling for you, so that signing dream clients happens through a simple, straightforward, heart-led conversation, and clients are showing up in your inbox excited to buy no matter what your price point is. So here are some of the challenges that have got in the way of it being consistently really easy to sign high-ticket clients in my business. So one of the problems I faced early on, well, for honestly many years in my business, was having that creative boredom creep in and causing me to want to change things in my offers and really going wild in my business with new offers. Obviously, it's fun to create new offers, right? It's fun to do something new and exciting, and all of the promise and potential that that might hold in our mind. And, I could see that I was really doing this because I wanted to lead with my creativity and I wanted to get away from the ways of doing things that I wasn't really enjoying anymore, that started to feel hard. And I've actually done this many times in business. Firstly, obviously, I completely abandoned my copywriting agency that I built that was, financially successful to launch my coaching business, which I absolutely do not regret. But then it happened again after I had a failed offer launch around the topics of money, mindset, and business. Even though I'd already had several successful high ticket offer launches, I decided, because it felt hard, because it hadn't gone well, it was that reaction formation of going in a new direction. And, that's obviously not the best intention to set when you're embarking on the journey of a new offer. And I started getting all kinds of the wrong people on sales calls and started hearing no after no after no. So I knew I had to get back to the drawing board and focus on what I was truly best at. Another challenge I've come up against is flip-flopping between low ticket and high ticket and what I'm launching and selling without having a really clear and intentional pathway for a specific client. And this is a common mistake that I see a lot of people making, which is going and selling low ticket to people who can't afford high ticket just to make sales. No. Commit to your clear strategy. It will make you so much more money and actually more quickly than diluting your brand, your message, and your audience with a bunch of people who aren't quite the right fit to work with you. And again, this is also why going viral is not necessary or required and can in many cases actually complicate things. I've had clients come to me after they've gone viral, but they're still seeing all these money objections and they're actually having loads of conversations with people who are interested, but none of them are actually converting. And this is because clarity and precision is so much more important when it comes to your marketing message and brand. And obviously, there are differences when you're selling a high ticket offer than when you're selling a lower ticket or entry level offer. Another challenge that I faced is starting to feel the creep of burnout from launching new offers every month. At the start of my business, I literally created new offers every month and I launched them with a new content event. And honestly, I've never burnt out fully in my business because I made that mistake before I became an entrepreneur and have always been super cautious with my boundaries. Plus, for those of you who know my story, I had chronic fatigue for 5 years when I began my business. So I never had the option to work 12-hour plus days. And, I've had long COVID. I've been through so many different things that have meant it, that was just never an option for me to be the type of entrepreneur that plows away for 12, 15-hour days. But that really gifted me the necessity of really honing in on what is actually important, what's actually a priority, and what's going to pay the bills. Because it's a lot of work to constantly launch new offers, way more work than doing what can sometimes feel like the more boring and challenging work to those of us creative brains, which is really honing in on selling 1 or 2 core offers and getting really good at it. And when you do get good at it, you can start to repurpose a lot of your content. So let's dive into what I had to shift to overcome these challenges that has really allowed me to build an ecosystem that smoothly fills spots in my high ticket offer whenever I want to. So I had to make that commitment to really refine my highest value offer and to do that messaging and brand storytelling work to, number 1, make it super obvious what problem I was solving for my client. And number 2, making it super obvious why I am the person to help them. So I've done this multiple times with different signature offers over the years that have gone on to make me 5 figures every time I've launched it. And even using repurposed content while I was traveling on vacation. Obviously, a much better way to run my business. And I channel my Manny Gen urge to create newness into improving my client outcomes and delivery, or my creative projects like music. And now I'm writing a screenplay. I published my book, which is a much more appropriate way to channel my creative energy than breaking and rebuilding things in my business the whole time. I could create a whole other series on unhelpful and sometimes toxic ways creatives try to meet all of their needs through their business. It can get messy and codependent if you're not careful. If you want to hear that series, let me know and I'll make it for the podcast. Then I had to focus on creating an easy yes pathway. So I tailor designed lower ticket offerings, not for people who can't afford it, but for the person that my high ticket offer was specifically for. Making it an easy yes for them to buy from me, to get a taste of what it's like to work for me. And I'm talking about things like a free experience that's, really close to the experience of your high ticket offer, or sales calls, a training series, a free or low cost masterclass, or like a reading targeted around solving a bite-sized but very specific problem relevant to the client who would buy your high ticket offer. So that all filters back from that high ticket offer. And this is the order that I do things in with my clients. And then, we obviously go on to design things like private intensive or low or mid ticket group programs, which can just create those really easy yes pathways for clients into those higher ticket offerings. Courses and digital products have their place and can definitely move people closer to investing in your higher ticket offer. But they're not going to convert as well as something with a live touch point where people get to experience the type of delivery that they would actually get inside your high ticket offer. And most importantly of all, build connection with you. This connection is your currency. The connection is the thing that leads to sales. And then for the majority of my business, I've actually replaced sales calls with private intensives, priced between around $300 to $1,500. And I love this because I get to pour into my client, deliver a ton of value, get paid really well for it. Then I make it really no-brainer for them to enroll into the higher ticket, longer term container with me by using the credit of what they paid towards the cost of my main offer. And that has worked so well for me, as well as offering special pricing on my intensives with launch and flash sales and things like that. Always the people that end up buying are the people who have been watching, the people who are really interested in working with me. And it just gives them a chance to say yes and to get some support. And then they can really make that confident buying decision that working with me is going to be the thing that's going to support them to get them to the result that they want. And they have all of that information because they got to experience that firsthand in my intensive. So I really had to commit to refining instead of constantly creating new, shiny, exciting offers. So I stopped creating new offers all the time and really committed to refining and improving core signature offers. First, I did that with my one-on-one and a mastermind and my intensive, and now my new improved group program, which has a one-on-one tier. While I have rebranded, I've actually just been really working on refining and improving my work and my offers to help clients get better and better results, and actually channeling my creative energy into doing that instead of coming up with a new exciting offer and thinking that that's going to be the thing that makes more sales or that makes it easier to sell. Because it doesn't. And I can't tell you how much easier it is to sell and sign clients when you, number one, have a clear, well-positioned, very specifically targeted offer that you know exactly who it's for and what result they are investing in creating. And then number two, have a really clear client pathway. And you totally do not need an entry-level offer. You can absolutely move from making a new connection to a sales call, to a high ticket offer. And I've even had people jump into my high ticket offers straight off my social media content, going to my sales page, filling in my application and being ready to sign up. But we are in a bit of a different era in the coaching industry, and having those easy yes pathways that build connection and lead to direct contact with you, that's going to build trust faster, it's going to build connection faster, it's going to lead to sales faster. So again, if you don't want to be doing sales calls, then you do need to have a content ecosystem that is doing that selling for you. But most importantly, it's engaging people. So at a minimum, a DM conversation, then either a free offer or a strategically positioned entry-level offer with a continuation offer into your high-ticket offer. So you may have heard this concept before, that every offer is essentially its own business. And no matter what you're selling, you have to go through this process with every single offer and invitation you put out there because it has a unique client, it has a unique message, brand story, and launch strategy. So it just makes so much more sense to invest your energy into dialing in one offer, one message, one proven, interested, ready to invest client, and a simple launch strategy. And making this really simple and work it until it works well, then you really can just rinse and repeat to make more sales whenever you want to take on more clients. And this is why accountability and support is really needed for staying in the game. Because as we've seen from studying our astrology placements in this series, unconscious resistance and our insecurities, they will get triggered. When we're putting ourselves out there, we're opening ourselves up to hearing no, which, can trigger all of our rejection bullshit, even though it's not never about you. You're never getting rejected when people say no to you. Common mistakes that our precious, sensitive selves can run into when we come up against these challenges are, like I said, flip-flopping between offers, blaming the offer, blaming the price, thinking something needs to change or it's not perfect enough and there's something must be wrong with you or the offer, and so you need to change everything to make more sales, or dropping your price or selling lower ticket because in your mind it feels easier. Then we've got shiny object strategy hopping, chasing tactics versus mastering the fundamentals of high converting sales conversations and customizing it to your offer and your client and audience. Then we've got just posting and praying and surrendering and not really doing the work to make the changes that will lead to sales and cash in the bank. I see people going and running and starting a podcast before you've successfully converted clients from your primary social channel, or starting an entirely new social media strategy on an entirely new platform. Hi, been there multiple times. Or listening to some stranger online about how going viral is the answer, or having a podcast is the answer, or posting a reel a day is the answer, when really what's needed is to double down, commit, follow through, build skill and mastery on a clearly defined, simple, sustainable, focused, and most importantly, accessible strategy until your offer is converting well before you split your energy into different strategies. And another super, super important point is to acknowledge what phase of business you're actually in, as well as how many resources you have in terms of your individual capacity, money that you have to invest, support that you have at home and in life and in your family, and or team members in your business. And again, please hear me when I remind you to not compare your strategy to somebody's business that has been around for 15 years and has $1 million budgets. Being very, very tailored based on where you are now and the most impactful moves that you can make each and every day to build that momentum and cash flow and get you paid so you can stay in the game, that will allow you to then build out your team, reach, and impact. Once you have a proven offer, a proven message, a proven client, you can then repurpose and refine your launch content every time you launch it. I create sales pages that have made multi-five figures over several years of launching it. I've also made multi-five figures from offers with no sales pages. And in doing that, you build brand awareness and you can switch it up with limited time bonuses, versus constantly creating new offers or burning it down and starting over because it didn't sell yet. So really committing to your launch, your message, dialing it in on the client who's actually ready to invest and looking to invest in an offer like yours, and learning to speak to them successfully. This is the real work that leads to easy high ticket sales. And I work 3 to 4 days a week. I sleep a lot. I work out. I prioritize my health. I have so much family time and friend time and adventure time. I have a very full and well-rounded life. And I've set my business up to support that by only focusing on the strategic actions that actually make the difference and really cutting out all of the other noise. So it's really about the right strategic actions for you and the accessible ones adapted to your phase of life and current resources. And, I've switched up my strategies when I've been in those moments where I've been in a pinch or I've had less bandwidth because of health or whatever's going on in my life or the world. So I want to invite you to reflect, what did you not follow through on fully yet? Because this is really the gap that's going to give you the answers on where to focus next. So I'm going to give you some yes or no reflection questions. I'm also going to post these in the worksheet for you so you can walk through them. So question number 1, do you have a clear high ticket offer with a clear result, and do you know exactly who that offer is for? Number 2, do you know how to confidently pitch that offer in words that your specific client identifies with? Not your expert opinion on what they need or your process or your methodology, but what they actually think they need and are saying that they want. Number 3, do you have a way to connect with new people that you actually like to show up to consistently? Maybe that's a social channel, in-person networking, or online communities that you're a part of. Number 4, do you have an easy yes and specifically targeted invitation for relevant people to take the next step to get to know you and your work better? So that could be a call, it could be a free resource, it could also be a community space. Number 5, do you have a way to clearly pitch people your offer and give them an easy yes pathway to buy from you that is crystal clear how this will help them and what they will get from the offer? Number 6, have you been taking action on all of these things consistently and repeatedly? And if no, why not? And if yes, if you're not getting the results that you want, why not? What are the skill and action gaps that you need to fill? And finally, number 7, what do you feel you need the most support with? And I would love for you to share your answer with me. I want to know what insights come up for you from these reflection questions. And here's the most important thing for you to take away from this is if you're not getting the results you want, it's just a skill and an action gap. That's it. It's not personal. And if there's a skill and an action gap for an extended period of time, all it means is that there is a support gap. And the answer is always to add support, to build skill, to take consistent action, to tweak and refine your skill until it gets easier to get the results you want in the way that you want. So my invitation for you is to choose to commit to selling your high ticket offer and to redesign your business ecosystem so that all paths lead to your high ticket offer. This means that you have to be willing to get rid of and stop creating and promoting more unnecessary offers and really focus your time and energy to master filling your high ticket offer. And work backwards to make sure that you feel clear on the client your high ticket offer serves with your high value solution. So does every step of your client pathway solve a highly relevant and specific problem to the client who would buy your high ticket offer? The more dialed in and specific you can get with this, the easier your sales will become. To thrive in entrepreneurship, you are being asked to become an expert in solving problems for your chosen client. So this is a Saturn conversation. And this is the final piece in this training, which we're going to dive into in a moment. But first, I want to remind you of why you are here and what's really possible. Because the way we take on our Saturn lessons and challenges and we grow into the person who thrives as a result, we have to stay connected to our mission and vision and our desires every damn day. And creative business is walking the fine line of trusting and following our desires and creative excitement while also facing the gritty work of growth and the discomfort of expansion into something new. Again, every damn day. And I know that you know this. And there are so many lessons for every single one of our astrology placements. And this is exactly why I'm so passionate about using astrology as a tool to thrive in entrepreneurship. It cuts through the guesswork, it gives us clear directives and customized strategies that when we lean into them fully and with confidence of what is meant for us, we build the skill, mastery, and results so much faster. Like my client who went from years of stressing about money to following through on an actual offer launch and turning it into 80K within a matter of weeks. And that's just one of many client stories of applying the work we do together and immediately turning it into multiple 4- and 5-figure sales from the offers that they are super duper excited to deliver and serve through with incredible clients that they are obsessed with. It gets to be that fun, making the sales, running the offers, serving the amazing clients, making real impact, and living the lives of freedom outside your business in a way that allows your health and your families to thrive as a result. And it's really a non-negotiable that we lead with authenticity in this era of entrepreneurship. And our astrology chart invites us to confront the blueprint of who we are, the work we are here to lead, and the people that we are here to serve. It shows us our gifts and our challenges, the things that come so naturally to us that we can lean into to bring more ease and success, as well as the unconscious sabotage, resistance, and challenges that we can proactively build support systems around to more effectively move past and onto the results that we desire. Since using astrology to build out my brand, I've identified with confidence the messaging and strategies that not only convert with the most ease and power, but also with the most authenticity and alignment. So I don't have to follow other people's frameworks. I don't have to act or sound like anyone else or twist myself into a pretzel or think I need to be someone other than exactly who I am today in order to make all the money that I desire. I get to be all of me. I get to speak from the heart. I get to tell my truth and share it with confidence and clarity. And that makes it so much freaking easier, let me tell you. And I make 4- and 5-figure sales in a way that feels like I'm having a soulful conversation with a bestie and having so much fun making a huge impact on the lives of people that I deeply care about. That is what sales is for me. But I've put in the reps, I pitch, I create content, I show up and sell day after day after day, year after year after year. And it has given me my dream life, a life of freedom and flexibility to work when I want to work and not when I don't, to work with soulmate clients who inspire me every single day, to wake up filled with drive and purpose every damn day, creating content that's meaningful and fun for me and impactful for the communities I deeply care about, knowing that my work is not only making an impact on my clients and on their families, but on my family. My baby is going to grow up with a present mama who loves her life so much, who has the freedom to create to her heart's content, who can buy the things we need for a healthy, happy, and adventurous life, no matter what direction the world moves in, how the industry changes or evolves, or how I evolve and want to express myself creatively through my business and brand. Because I built the skills to impact others, to create massive transformation in others' lives, and to market and sell that effectively. Trusting the leadership and legacy of my astrology blueprint, combined with the skills to create connection, clients, and sales consistently whenever I want. And that feels like true freedom. To know that I have the ability to build and evolve my business to support whatever season of life I evolve into. Flexibility is freedom. Skills bring flexibility and deep self-trust that whatever I envision, I can bring it to life. It's just a skill gap, a support system, and a committed action plan away. And I know that you're committed to that too. Otherwise, you wouldn't still be here listening. So if you know you're ready to commit to filling your high ticket offer this year and using your astrology chart to get clear, confident, and committed to your unique blueprint in business so that you can create more flexibility and freedom emotionally, financially, mentally, creatively, and most importantly, on your schedule, so you can center the things that are most important to you, your health, your family, your creative passions, your most exciting next adventures. I want to invite you to book a call to explore how I can support you this year. If you're feeling the pull, pause this training, go and find the link in the description, and let's find a time to chat about what you're working on and how I can support you to reach those milestones in your business this year. Or feel free to send me a DM on Instagram at SarahMacMagic. I want to hear your exciting vision for the impact, income, and freedom you're most excited to create. Okay, so now let's recap what we've learned so far in this series and dive into the superpowers your Saturn placement has the potential to unlock for you. So you attract clients into your world through becoming visible around your aligned leadership conversations. So talking about the results you embody based on your midheaven sign. And not just teaching and educating on these topics, but leading through demonstrating what's possible by sharing stories of what you have done, sharing the facts of your leadership and what results you can help people to create. This is your number one job as an entrepreneur if you want to be making sales. And it's just a case of uncovering the facts. Next, you build trust by building connection. And how we do that is by overcoming our natural unconscious drive to not be seen, to hide our vulnerabilities, to not be seen as too much or too big or too braggy. And so we have to build habits that lean on solid frameworks and support systems that make it easier for you to override your urge to hide, to find the easy, shiny distraction to not be fully seen, and take a stand for your leadership in those uncomfortable and consistent ways that will get you paid because you are showing up, creating real transformation and impact in the lives of others. And this won't happen unless you are showing up consistently, and that is more of a priority than staying comfortable or maintaining the status quo like our lovely unconscious brains and nervous systems would prefer us to do. And we learn about your unique flavor of unconscious sabotage by looking at your Chiron sign, or ways that your wound is trying to protect you. And there's no shame here. It's just information that we can use to better care for and support ourselves so we can show up more fully. So now you know your patterns, it's up to you to put the support systems in place to overcome them, to get the results, income, and impact you were put on this earth to create. The difference between the entrepreneurs who are making a ton of money and the ones who aren't are the ones who are making it as easy as possible to stay consistent with moving through discomfort and resistance, to show up, take the actions that build the skills to be making more sales. This is simple facts. And next, what we looked at with Venus was your unique resistance to selling and asking for the prices that would really change your life. Because sales is simply clear, confident, consistent pitching and sales conversations. Whether you have that on a sales call, in the DMs, on a masterclass, on your Instagram stories, on a live stream, the more you pitch and invite, the better you get at it, the more money you make, the more lives you impact, and the easier it gets to make more and more money. This is, again, simple facts. So to bring this all together, we are going to look at your Saturn placement. So Saturn is the school teacher who will make you sit at your desk and learn your lessons until they are learned and you pass the exams. You don't get to skip class with your Saturn placement in this lifetime. So the sooner you understand and accept that and double down on the lessons that you are here to learn, the faster you will reap the rewards of the skill and transformation your Saturn lesson is here to teach you. And is your business a vehicle for Saturn lessons? Abso-fucking-lutely. I don't know if you've noticed, but business will bring up all of your shit that needs to be dealt with and transformed. You cannot hide when you are bringing all of you to your leadership, mission, and vision, which makes it so sweet when you overcome those challenges and you actually succeed being all of who you are. My first astrology teacher taught me that Saturn will give you the most meaningful gifts, the kind that are deeply felt and appreciated, where you feel so seen and celebrated, like when a friend gifts you something you really wanted, not just a nice to have, but like a, wow, I feel so grateful to receive this. So my best story to illustrate this is the story of my Saturn 7th house transit. So your 7th house is your house of one-on-one relationships. Obviously, our Saturn transits always bring major challenges, and they last for about 2.5 years. And when you get your 7th house Saturn transit, this is really like a make it or break it relationship transit. And it very often ends in divorce if that relationship isn't meant to succeed. And my partner and I really faced some major Saturn homework lessons. And for us, that showed up, in many ways, but particularly with the pressure of trying for a baby and not getting pregnant for several years, with the stress of deciding to go through IVF and forking out 20 grand for it. I ended up in hospital with internal bleeding and getting blood transfusions for 2 days after my egg retrieval. And my partner was going through all kinds of challenges in his career. And right at the end of this transit, we got the gift of a successful pregnancy with our first baby. And our relationship has honestly never been sweeter. We showed up for the work. We worked with a therapist. We studied nonviolent communication. We did the work, and our relationship got so much stronger in the process, despite the shaky moments. And we are literally feel like we're living our dream life and we're getting everything that we ever wanted. And it's the best feeling. This is Saturn. It will put you through the ringer. It will ask you to put in the work, but the payday will be worth every teardrop and sweat equity that you surrendered in the process. So go check out the worksheet on Saturn. It's going to give you some key insights about the work you need to do to unlock your next level of ease in filling your high ticket offer. These are such great prompts. I can't wait to hear how yours lands for you. So we did it. Thank you so much for being here. I have absolutely loved creating this series for you. And it would be my absolute honor and privilege to get to know you more deeply, to dive into your chart, to help you build out your high ticket offer and align strategy, to fill it with scrumptious dream clients who you adore and who make your life and business an absolute dream come true, where you get to be all of you and make sales and get paid really amazingly with ease. So again, you can find a link to book in on my calendar in the description to find a time to chat about how I can support you more deeply. And I'm so proud of you for showing up for this work and for committing to your big, beautiful business dreams. Please share your insights, breakthroughs, and any questions that crop up with me in our Voxer chat or on Instagram at Sarah Mac Magic. I can't wait to hear how this landed for you. I'm sending you so much love, and stay tuned on the Creative Magic Club podcast for more astrology, business, and money magic. Okay, bye.